Welcome to our favorite channel UN College Digital Class. We are going to discuss an important chapter, that is vector. So what is vector? On the direction of a physical quantity, on the basis of their direction, a physical quantity is divided in two parts, that is vector and scalar. Next, first we discuss about what is physical quantities. Physical quantity क्या है? The distance between any two places, the distance between Bhubaneswar and Delhi is 2000 kilometers. That means the physical process we measure the distance or length between the Bhubaneswar and Delhi. So, name of a physical process is physical quantities. For example, force. Force is a physical quantity. Force is a physical quantity. When we apply to displace the marker, we apply a force. That means it is a physical phenomena, physical process. There are so many physical quantities are there: force, mass, length, velocity, etc. There are so many physical quantities are there. The physical quantities, on the basis of their direction, is divided in two parts, that is vector and scalar. First of all, we discuss about what is scalar quantities. What is scalar quantities? The physical quantities which has only magnitude for their complete specification. For example, mass. Mass is a scalar quantity. Mass is a physical quantity, but it is scalar. Why? The mass of this marker is 50 gram. Suppose mass of this marker is 50 gram. So it has no any direction. In magnitude is 50. What is magnitude? Only magnitude. Magnitude means amount. Suppose we take 1 kg of sugar. 1 kg of sugar. The magnitude of sugar is 1 kg or 1. Magnitude is the amount. If a physical quantity assign or has only magnitude for their complete specification, called as scalar quantities. Similarly, what is vector quantities? What is vector quantities? If a physical quantity has magnitude and direction, then the quantity is known as vector quantities. Those physical quantities has magnitude as well as direction for their complete specification. It's called as vector quantities. Along with an law, if the vectors, for example, current is a physical quantity. Current symbol is I. Current has magnitude and also direction. Current flow from higher potential to lower potential, and also have a magnitude. That means 2 ampere, 3 ampere. These are the magnitudes. That means current has a magnitude and as well as direction from higher potential to lower potential. But current is a scalar quantity. So the definition only magnitude and direction not qualify the vector quantity. Along with another, that is the vector laws. If addition of a vector depends upon vector laws or depends upon their geometry, called as vector quantity. So 100% definition of a vector quantities is if a physical quantity added geometrically, then the physical quantity is called as vector quantity. For example, suppose we take 2 ampere of a current, 2 ampere of a current flows in a wire along in this direction, along in this direction. Suppose another wire contain or flow 3 ampere of a current in this direction. The resultant current will be always 5 ampere in this direction. That means the angle between these wire does not affect the addition of the current. But in the case of vector quantities, for example, force is a vector quantity because force has a magnitude. If we apply force in this direction, so it move in direction. If we apply force in this direction, so here is the direction of the force. So force has direction. For example, we take 3 Newton of a force, 3 newtons of a force and 4 newtons of a force. 2 forces are taken. One is 3 Newton, another is 4 Newton. 3 Newton of a force added with 4 Newton of force. So what is the result? It may be 5 Newton. It may be 5 Newton. It may be 7 Newton. It may be 1 Newton. There are so many results are there. The 2 forces, 3 Newton and 4 Newton, but the addition is different. That means it depends upon angle. When angle is 90 degree, angle is 90 degree. That means when 2 forces are perpendicular to each other, that means if 3 Newton acting in this direction and 4 Newton acting in this direction, angle between them is 90 degree. So resultant must be 5 Newton. It depends upon angle. Same 3 Newton plus 5 Newton is equal to 7 Newton if angle between them is 0 degree. That means when the 2 forces 4 Newton and 3 Newton along same direction, so resultant must be 7 Newton. Similarly, if the 2 forces acting in opposite direction, one is in this direction, another is opposite to the first vector, 3 Newton. The resultant is 1 Newton. That is 1 Newton when angle is 180 degree. That means the addition of the vector depends upon their angle or their geometry. So it is called as vector quantity. In this discussion, we cleared that when addition of a physical quantity depends upon their geometry, then the quantity called as vector quantity. So only not direction and magnitude. It has a magnitude and direction, but the addition is depends upon their geometry. Similarly, the scalars. Similarly, the addition in scalar quantities does not depend upon their geometry. It is added algebraically. The scalars added algebraically. For example, 2 ampere and 3 ampere of current. Their addition always 5 ampere. According to this discussion, we cleared that when the addition of a physical quantity, it does not depend upon their geometry, or does not depend upon their direction. So, it is called as scalar quantity. That means addition is algebraically or scalar wise. If the addition of a physical quantity depends upon their geometry, that means angle, then it is called as vector quantity. Next we discuss about how a vector represents. A vector represents in what type of figure. For example, we take 5 Newton of a force. A vector, suppose F is a vector, force is a vector, we represent the letter F. If it is a vector quantity, so put arrow mark. So, the arrow mark indicates that it is a vector quantity, otherwise it is scalar. If mass is a scalar quantity, the symbol M represents for mass, so it represents without arrowhead. If arrowhead is present, so it indicates that it is a vector quantity. So, suppose we apply a force on a block. We apply 5 Newton of a force. So, how we represent the vector? The magnitude 5 Newton is represented as 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 unit. If you take 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter, it is arbitrarily, we have changed. So, it is the magnitude, and the line parallel to the application of the force. The direction of the force is parallel to this line, and direction of the force give the direction of a line. Put an arrowhead. So, this is 5 Newton. In geometry or in figuratively, we represent the force a line with the arrowhead, and the magnitude of the vector quantity also equal to the length of the line segment, and the direction of the force gives the arrowhead gives the direction of the force or vector quantity. So, it is the representation of a vector. That means a vector, suppose we can represent a force in figure, a line which is parallel to the force, and the direction of the force gives the arrowhead gives the direction of the force. So, we represent a vector in this way. Next we discuss about types of vectors. There are so many types of vectors are there. First of all, we discuss about null vector. Other name of null vector is zero vector, empty vector, or vanish vector. So many names are for null vectors. What is null vector? First of all, is a vector. Null vector is a vector having zero magnitude. So, magnitude of a null vector is 0. That means the length is 0. Then what is the direction? So, it can be represented as a point. The length of this point is 0. So, magnitude of the null vector is 0. What is the direction? Arbitrary direction. From a point we can move from any arbitrary direction. So, direction is arbitrary. That means from point a vector can move from any direction, arbitrary direction. So, null vector is a vector having zero magnitude and arbitrary direction. If a vector have a zero magnitude, if a vector possesses zero magnitude and arbitrary direction, then the vector called as null vector. Next of all, we discuss about an important vector, that is unit vector. Unity vector, first of all it is a vector. Any type of vector is also a vector. That means it has a direction and magnitude. So, unity vector is a vector having unity magnitude. Unity magnitude. That means magnitude is 1, unity magnitude. And direction, suppose A is a vector. Suppose A is a vector. And what is the unity vector of this vector? It represents as A cap. Unity vector of the vector is represented as A cap, and it has magnitude 1. So, magnitude of any unity vector is equal to 1. So, what is the direction? Direction parallel to the given vector. So, what is a unity vector? Unity vector of a given vector having unity magnitude and direction parallel to the given vector. So, what is the formula of unity vector? A vector, suppose A is a vector, so it is unity vector is represented A cap or A hat or A caret, anything else. A cap is equal to A vector divided by magnitude of A vector. This is the formula for a unity vector. That means a vector is also already given. Suppose the vector is A. So, what the unity vector of A? So, it is A cap. What the formula of A cap? A vector by magnitude of A. This cardinality possesses the magnitude of the vector. That means the amount of a vector. Suppose we take 7 Newton of a force, 7 Newton of a force in the direction, suppose the direction is east, towards east. So, what is the unity vector? So, 7 vector by their magnitude. So, also give 1. It is a scalar. Magnitude of any vector is a scalar. So, the numerator is a vector. So, it has a only direction parallel to the given vector. So, unity vector is parallel to the given vector. Next, we discuss about position vector. What is position vector? Suppose this is x axis, this is y axis, this is z axis, and P is a point in space, and the coordinate of the point is x, y, z in 3D, 3-dimensional space. When we want to reach the point P from origin, so the magnitude of the position vector is the length of the segment, line segment OP. That means this is the magnitude of the position vector. That means we locate the point P. So, how the direction of the position vector P is directed from origin towards the point P. So, how we represent it? So, position vector OP can be represented as scalar component x, y, z. Scalar component x, y, z. Also, it is represented as vector component x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. That means any point can be located from origin. The origin is initially present. Now, the direction is from origin to the point P, and the magnitude is the length of the line segment OP, and it is represented in 2 categories. One is scalar component x, y, z in order triple, and also in vector component x I cap, y j cap, z k cap. First of all, we move x distance in x axis. So, direction is I cap, unity vector. Cap means in unity vector. I cap is the unity vector along x axis. X is the magnitude along x axis. It is the scalar, the vector. Then move y y unit and reach another point. This is y j cap. Then we move upward in z. So it is zk. So first of all we move along x axis, then parallel to y axis, then parallel to z axis, we reach the point. The magnitude of the OP vector, portion vector, is equal to, that is a formula, x square plus y square plus z square whole root over the square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Suppose it is x, it is y, so it is a perpendicular, x axis, y axis also perpendicular. The hypotenuse is x square plus y square root over. Similarly, along z axis it is also perpendicular. It is a 3-dimensional space. The figure is 3 dimension, so it is 90 degree. So d square plus z square whole root over. So magnitude of the portion vector is x square plus y square plus z square whole root over. Next we discuss about displacement vector. What is displacement vector? Suppose a particle move from point P to another point Q, and the point P have coordinate x1, y1, z1. A point Q have coordinate x2, y2, z2. So the OP is the portion vector of a P, OQ is the portion vector of a Q in this direction. So the vector joining P to Q is the displacement vector. Suppose a particle move from P to Q, so the length and direction PQ of a PQ gives the displacement vector. So the displacement vector is equal to PQ, and what is the result? How it is expressed? x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. This is the displacement vector. The magnitude of the displacement vector equal to the length of the line segment PQ and direction from P to Q, that is displacement vector. Next we discuss about equal vectors. What is equal vectors? If two vectors have equal magnitude and equal direction. If two vectors have equal magnitude, that means equal length and equal direction or same direction. So suppose this is the vector A, this is the vector B. Length of the A is equal to length of B. That means they have same magnitude and also have same direction. If the vectors have same direction and same magnitude, so it is called as equal vectors. In mathematics, what the angle between A vector and MA vector? So two equal vectors can be represented as in this way. That means a vector is A, so it is its equal vector can be represented as MA. That means when two vectors are parallel to each other, so A is equal to MA. But here magnitude is different. But what is negative vector? What is negative vector? In the equal vectors, M is equal to 1. M is equal to 1. So these are two equal vectors. But in this case, negative vector, M is equal to minus 1. That means A is a vector and minus A is the negative vector of A. And they have same magnitude. They have same magnitude but opposite direction. That means two vectors have equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, called as negative vector. What the angle between the equal vectors and angle between two negative vectors? angle between equal vectors is 0 degree and angle between negative vectors is 180 degree because they are opposite to each other. Next we discuss about co-initial vectors. What is co-initial vectors? Co means joint and private co-limited. The name of a company, the last part co-limited, private limited. So co means joint, unite, and initial means starting point. If a number of vectors start from a point, if a number of vectors, suppose A is a vector, B is also vector and C is also vector, but all the vectors start from a common point. If a number of vectors start from a common point or are having common initial point, then the vectors are called co-initial vectors. Here A vector, B vector, C vector, D vector, E vector are called as co-initial vectors. How? Because all the vectors start from a initial point or common initial point. So, it is called co-initial vectors, but it is irrespective of their direction. Direction may be equal, may not be equal. Next we discuss about collinear vectors. What is collinear vectors? If line of action of two vectors, then means only the line are same. If line of action are same, so it is called as collinear vectors. If may have a same direction or may have opposite direction. Suppose this is A vector, this is B vector, this is C vector. So these three vectors, these are two same direction, these are opposite direction, but all the three are called as collinear vectors. How? Because their line of action is same. If the line of action is same, then the vectors are called collinear vectors. It is two types. Collinear vectors is two types. One is parallel vectors, and second one is anti-parallel vectors, If two vectors are in same direction, so it is called parallel vectors. Here if it is A, so it is MA. Angle between the two parallel vectors is 0 degree. The magnitude may be different, may be equal, but the direction always same. If direction is same, so the vectors are called parallel vectors. If direction of two vectors are opposite to each other, so called as anti-parallel vectors. So it is A vector, it is minus MA. Here M is a non-negative integer. So minus gives the direction of the vector MA. So angle between anti-parallel vectors is always 180 degree. So we compare the parallel vectors with the equal vectors. All equal vectors are parallel. All equal vectors means they have same magnitude, same direction, but parallel vectors is same direction. So all equal vectors are parallel, but the converse is not true. If they have same magnitude, so it is called equal vectors. So all equal vectors are parallel, but all parallel vectors are not equal. Similarly, all negative vectors are anti-parallel. All negative vectors are negative means they have same magnitude but opposite direction. So this is negative vector, this is A, this is minus A. All negative vectors are called antiparallel, but all antiparallel vectors are not negative vectors. Next we discuss about localized vectors. If initial point of a vector is fixed, initial point is fixed, so it is called localized vector. So, if initial point is not fixed, so it is non-localized vector. Now, next one is non-localized vector. If initial point of a vector is fixed, so it is called localized vector. If initial point is not fixed, so it is called free vector or non-localized vector. Non-localized vector also called as free vectors. Next, the important three are base vectors, orthogonal vectors and orthogonal unity vectors. What is base vector? Base means the main things. The building stands on a base. In a vector, if a vector represent, so it is represented as 2i cap, 3j cap, minus k cap. That means I cap, j cap, k cap are the main vector or base vector. So, I cap is the unit vector along x axis, j cap the unit vector along y axis, k cap is the unit vector parallel to z axis. So, I cap, j cap, k cap is the base vector or orthogonal unity vectors also called as orthogonal unity vectors. Base vector is same as the orthogonal unity vectors. That means a vector, or why it is called orthogonal unity vectors? Because x axis is perpendicular to y axis, x, y, z axis are mutually perpendicular to each other. So, what is orthogonal vectors? If angle between two vectors, is 90 degree, that means perpendicular to each other, the vectors are called orthogonal. So, here the orthogonal unity vectors I cap, j cap, k cap are called orthogonal unity vectors. Thank you all.